Good morning, first grade. So, we have a couple different things to do today. And the very first thing I would like to do with you is to review the story that you heard last week, which was all about Tatanka this week and some animal friends that he met. So, before we talk about the story, I want you to get out your counting gems, because during our story today, I think it would be very helpful for you to have those handy and to use them when I'm asking some of these questions to show you how our questions work and what Tatanka might have seen on his journey. So we'll start today, and you may see I put a few things in the drawing before I start so that I have a couple things ready. And here I showed his home. So we'll start at his home. And he set off for the day. And do you remember where Otaki was today? She was busy with Mother, cutting wood. Yes. So Tatanka was all on his own, and he took some snacks and headed out. And he headed first into the woods. And he had an unfortunate little incident right away. Do you remember what that was? He dropped his plum, which unfortunately squished all over the path and rolled in pine needles. So you can draw his plum that was smushed a little bit. And here I drew his path. You'll see I have our paper tall man today. And I put just a little bit of a light path in a circle for where Tatanka goes on his journey. But the first thing I did was draw a path through the woods. And I'll put it a little darker so you can see it. Now on that path, you can draw his smushed plum. But what else did he see come to that plum? That's right, he saw some ants. So you may draw some ants now. Tatanka saw many, many animals, and he saw them in groups and counted them in groups. So today, to keep our drawing a little more simple, we're going to draw just the groups that he counted. So do you remember how he grouped the ants that he saw? He counted them by twos. So we're going to show just 2 ants. Now, if you're feeling like you want to do lots and lots of very tiny drawings, you can show all of the ants that he counted. But I'm going to put in my drawing just the group or the set. And that can help you to give a chance to draw it bigger and show some of the details. As I want to draw my ant and show different parts of its body. So it has a big back end, and I am using my black today. And then a middle section, and then kind of a long head, longer oval. He has 2 antennas coming off his head, and then 6 legs total, 3 on each side. So I put 3 legs on one side and 3 legs on the other, and they actually come out of the middle section of their body, not out of their head and not out of their rear, just out of their middle section. So I'm going to draw one more ant right next to him, and you think about if he saw sets of 2 ants and counted them in groups of 2, and he counted 12 groups, how many ants did he see? You think about that one. Did you come up with an answer? How many ants total? He saw 24 ants. Hopefully, you paused it and counted out with your gems if you needed to. And even if you didn't need to, it's another helpful way to see that counting by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 ants. And we will tomorrow put our number sentences in, either on this page or another page. But today we'll just worry about making a beautiful drawing. So he continued on his way, and next he came to the pond. So I put a little blue in my corner to show where the pond is. But he's counted some animals there. And what kind of animals did he see? What might you see at a pond? Ducks. So we will put some ducks on this pond. I think I'll use a light orange to draw my ducks. Now, what kind of sets did he count? He counted in groups of 3. So I'm going to put 3 ducks, and then he counted in groups of 3, and he counted all together 10 groups. So you think about that. How many ducks altogether did he see? Well, I draw my 3 little ducks on the pond. Now I'm making mine orange. I also want to have a nice bright orange beak. So I think I'll layer some brown over them. I suppose it depends on what kind of ducks he saw. And I find my brown. I'll add just a bit of brown, especially to show where their tail is and their wing. There we go, 3 ducks on the pond. And if there were 10 of those groups of 3, how many ducks altogether? That's right, if you thought 30, you were correct. Now he wanted to share something with those ducks, so he had something else he had to count, and he had quite a bit of these. It was sunflower seeds. And he did lots of counting of those little seeds, and he made big groups for that counting. Do you remember how many were in his set? He had sets of 10, groups of 10. So right next to the pond, you can either draw his hand and show the set of 10 in his hand, or you can draw his pouch with a set of 10 in his pouch. I'm just going to show those 10 seeds there. So he had sets of 10, and he had how many of those? I almost said it. 6. So how many seeds did he have all together? You won't be able to do this with your jewels because I didn't have enough to send you so that you could do this problem. You'll have to imagine this one, or use beans, or sunflower seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's my 10 little seeds. And did you think about that? Yes, 6 sets of 10 makes 60 seeds, which means you could give 2 seeds to each duck. Then I already drew the next creature that he saw, and the tall tree he climbed up to visit them, for he heard the chattering of some chipmunks. And how many of those little chipmunks did he see? 5. If you would like to draw all 5 chipmunks, you may. I decided to draw one larger chipmunk so I could show black stripes down his back and his tail. But I do want to draw the sets, the groups of the snack that he was able to share with them. The very last thing in his pouch was some tasty crackers. And I'm going to show just little squares. How many crackers did he have? He counted groups of 5. And then he had 5 of those groups, some for each of the chipmunks. And he had how many crackers altogether that he divided out evenly? You think about that while I draw my 5 little crackers. I put some little speckles on my crackers. Sometimes they have yummy seeds on top or a little salt. I'm surprised he didn't keep any for himself and shared them all with his chipmunk friends. But there you are. I have my 5 crackers per chipmunk. And if you had 25 crackers and 5 chipmunks, they each got 5. So did you find out it was 25? I hope so. So at the end, he made it back to his home for a yummy lunch. So enjoy making that drawing, and tomorrow we'll add on the number sentences that go with what Tatanka was counting. Now the last few things to do today, as I put away my crayons, is 2 different ways to practice our numbers. One way is using your number line today. And we've been doing some jump roping. Hopefully, you've been doing some jump roping and practicing skip counting. So counting by 2s or counting by 3s, counting by 10s and 5s. Now, not everyone has had the chance to do that with their jump ropes. So today, I'd like you to take out your number line. And you don't need to take it out if you already have it up on your wall. Bravo if you've already got it posted. But you can take your number line and whatever special stick that you have chosen, and I want you to practice some skip counting on your number line. Do some counting by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then follow your 3s pattern, just like the spring hare. And then your 10s pattern, just like the gnomes were putting into their pouches, their sacks of 10. And lastly, practice your 5 pattern. You may notice a connection between your 5s and your 10s. So pay attention to what you see, because I'm curious what you notice about these skipping patterns. Now, every time you do your pattern, counting up, make sure you always go backwards. The very last thing I wanted to practice with you today looks like this. So I've made a special grid, and I'll take a photograph of this so that you can make one if you'd like in your morning lesson book, or you can just play along with me on the video today. And I'm going to take my grid and tape it to the board. So Tatanka will have to move, and he'll come back tomorrow. And here comes our grid. So today I'm going to do some pointing. Hopefully you can see this okay. And I'm going to say aloud what I'm pointing to. And I want you to sort out the answer in your head. And then I want you to say it out loud. And I will listen for it. And hopefully it makes good sense for you. And if you really like this game, you can play more at home. So let's try something pretty straightforward. We'll start with our symbol that looks like this. So watch where I'm pointing. And at first I'll say it out loud and then I won't. And we'll see if you can say it out loud at home or say it in your head. So first I'm going to go say 9 plus 2 equals, what do you say? What's the answer? Did you say 11? Because that's correct. 9 and 2 makes 11. Let's do another one. 7 plus 3 equals, did you say 10? Because it was 10. I'm going to do 2 more. And I'm not going to say what I'm pointing to, but I'm going to touch the board so that you can hear that's the one. Here we go. Did you get 9? Now, these are some good problems to keep out your gems. And if you weren't sure, I hope that you took your gems and counted out 4 of them and then added 5 more to get 9. Let's do one more with addition. Did you get the answer of 8? 6 plus 2 equals 8. All right, now I'm going to try it with a different symbol, and I'll say the first one out loud. 10 minus 2 equals, did you know it was 8? 10 minus 2 is 8. I'll do 2 more with that symbol, but I'm not going to say the numbers. So you watch carefully and see if you can sort out the answer on your own. Did you get 4? The answer was 4. 11 minus 7. 12 minus 8 is 4. Now, I'm going to try it a different way and see if you can give me the missing number. What if I do this? 8 is 4 plus what? What would you say? Did you say 4? Because 8 is 4 plus 4. What about this one? 12 is 5 plus, what could it be? Did you figure out it was 7? 5 and 7 makes 12. Let's try this one. 3 is 8 minus 5. Did you get 5? It's a little different going from the back end, the after the equal sign. So it's good practice. Now, we haven't done too much practice with our multiplication and division, but let's do a couple with our grid just to see what happens. What if I said this? 10 times 5 equals, did you get 50? 50 is the answer. What if I said, did you get 60? I said 10 times 6 is, let's try this one. 10 is 2 times 2 groups of what make 10? Did you get 5? Because that is correct. Now let's try with our division symbol and see what happens. Ten divided into 2 even groups is how many in each group? 10 divided into 2. Did you get 5 in each group? If you did, bravo. Let's try just 2 more. Here's the next one. Nine divided by 3 equals, did you say 3? Because that's correct. One more. This one I'm not going to say anything, and I'll just leave it as a question, and hopefully you can sort it out on your own. And hopefully when I see you this week, you can tell me what you think the answer to that one is. We will have some more fun with that grid in the future. So I hope you had fun today using your counting jewels and were able to sort out all the things I asked and enjoyed yourself. So today in activities, we have some practice with our sight words, and we have new sight words for this week, new memory words to put into our memory banks. So I hope you enjoy learning those, and pretty soon we'll be reading the book that Miss Link sent along. And I would love to have you read it to me. We've been doing lots of library books and classroom books, but there is a special one that I'll tell you about. We'll get to it later this week. Something to look forward to on our videos together. So one very last important thing before I say goodbye. Somebody asked me to send you a special hello this week, and it's a hello from the puppies. Sala said all the puppies want to say hello to the class, to the first grade. So a very special message from our furry puppy friends. And I hope that they have a wonderful week this week, and if it rains, that they don't get too muddy. But I will see you all soon. Have a good day.